live from your living room. Let's find that stream. Live. We are live. Trying to find that link so that I can spread it on over. There we go. Copy the link and put it in here. Record us. Some would say that we're back. Some would say it's like we never left. But most of us would say it was kind of like we left because we've been gone for a little bit. Do this. I'm gonna mute myself. Mute that. And then I'm gonna open this up right there. Boom. And we're on both of them. I want to make sure this is muted. Cool. So when Nick joins, we can make noises. All right. Let's see. Did John remember the link? We do not have a link, which is fine. There's no way for him to know that we needed a link because I didn't say anything about live streaming today. So we're gonna do the thing that Kyle does, which is every once in a while Kyle makes the link. And that works sometimes. Google Forms. Free Journal Friday. Name. First. Let me know if that works. Let me know if that works. Seems to work. Very cool. We already got some names in there. Look at that. All right, we made it. So as we get ready, so Nick's going to be here in a second. I'm kind of the welcome party, much like I'm like Paul Revere, and Nick is like the British, because I am telling you that he is coming, but he's not here yet. But if there's any questions you have for me, I think only I can answer for whichever reason. I know things. I certainly know some things. I don't know all the things, if I'm being honest. I probably know less things than things that I do know. If we're looking at all the different things that could be known, but you can ask me questions. For those of you who are first time joining us, my name is Kyle. I'm one of the co-founders of the Heroes Journal. And oh, does it say I'm Nick? Oh, that's so silly. I'm Kyle. Because yeah, sorry, Nick and I use the same Zoom account. So it's a little confusing. I get that. I'm doing well. Or I don't know how Nick's doing. So maybe if you were asking about Nick specifically, I don't know how he's doing, but he'll probably tell you when he gets here. Yeah, I know. I always forget to change it. There's like little steps you got to do to set up a live stream. So I have bad news. Won't be live streaming again next Friday. I will be out of town. So yeah, I have a lot of like Friday commitments recently, which does not make for good Free Journal Fridays. But so sorry about that. My life got a little crazy, a little hectic. So I try to get here whenever I can. I'm moving right now from the great country of England. And yeah, no, I'm not. I don't live in England, but I am moving. So I move next week. So that's been a little crazy. There's a lot of just like little random Heroes Journal stuff that I have. Like I have the original prototype of the Heroes Journal from 2018 that I have to make sure that I don't lose, because that'd be a really sad thing to lose. That'd be a sad, memorable thing to lose. I got a bunch of like old other samples and stuff like that we got to keep, and yeah, it's nostalgic to say the least. I'm going to be in the same state. Yes, I will be still in Washington. I'm thinking about moving at a different time, but for right now, I'm going to stay in Washington. I'm going to go visit Portugal at some point. One of my good friends is going to be living there, so I'm going to go visit Portugal, which is right across the pond from where I am right now, which is England, London to be specific. I call it Ben. Other people call it Big Ben, but you know, me and him are so close, so I call it Ben. And yeah, it's all my life updates. I don't really have much to go on as far as life is concerned. There's plenty of room in Iowa. Plenty of room. I think I need to be coastal. I don't know why, but I do love the coasts. I love seeing big bodies of water. I live right next to a lake. It's called Lake Washington. If you've ever been to Seattle, it's a very big lake. And there is a very confusing, if you guys could tell me how locks work, like, because there is in Ballard, which is a city in Seattle, there is something called the Ballard Locks. And it is the go-between between Lake Washington and the Puget Sound. Puget Sound is saltwater. Lake Washington is freshwater. And they're connected, but somehow they don't bleed into each other. And I don't know how that works. So if someone could tell me how a locks works, is it a lock? A locks work? That'd be cool. We would all learn something here today, because I don't know how they work. The Gulf Coast, but I don't know. Yeah. Are you in Houston? On the Gulf Coast? I think Houston's the biggest city on the Gulf, right? I could be wrong. Nick lives in Texas. Lives in Texas, which is pretty cool. There's all they have is they have Lake Travis, and they also have like the Colorado River. But that's nice, I guess. It's a body of water. But I think I like more like a lake versus a river. Yeah. Nice part about Lake Washington is it's clean enough. It's just clean enough that I don't feel weird swimming in it. Some places I'm like, I don't want to swim in that. This one's Georgia is nice this time of year. I have heard the opposite. I've heard that Georgia in August is a very difficult place. A loch is a Scottish lake. But I think there's also like a loch, like all right, now we're gonna do a little okay, so it's LOCH lochs, body of water definition. Loch, enclosure, or basin located in the course of a canal or river, which gates at each end within water levels that may be buried or okay. Panama Canal has locks. Now we're looking it up. Saltwater is more dense than freshwater, so it rests on the bottom, We raise the barrier by pumping air into which forms a wall to block the salt water from entering into the lake. We lower it by letting the air out. We only lower it when a ship that has too deep of a draft has to go through. It's interesting. Bet you guys didn't know that. It's based off the air. They let the air in. $131 in Hades. You're in Hades, Corvette, or are you talking about Arizona? Arizona gets very hot, as I've experienced. I once lived in Arizona. I made the bad mistake of I lived in Arizona. I moved to Arizona in June. And that was tough. The 100 degrees at midnight is the weird part. I think that, like, I don't know if any of you have lived in like a place that's like just super, super, super hot like the whole day. It's weird. It's weird to not have it like cool down at all. I wasn't expecting that. Like, because when it's dark, you think, oh, it's colder, but it's not. You know, it's just the same. It's just the same. Well. I don't think you heard the wells, everybody, but the wells were there. Hey.
Sorry. For some reason, Zoom, I had to do like I had to like reinstall it.
Really?
Yeah. I had to like sign in. It's weird.
It's the opposite of going fast.
It's the opposite of going fast.
So Zoom, it was a misnomer in that particular certain scenario.
Yeah.
I love the word misnomer, by the way.
So a new Kyle lexicon.
I've been using misnomer for a while, but I just every time I use it, I'm like, I should use that more.
You're like, I love that I use that.
Yeah, you ever hear a word? You ever hear yourself say a word?
You just pat yourself back immediately.
Yeah. We've been talking about a lot of really important things.
Yeah, like what?
Talked about the Ballard locks, and we figured out how they keep salt water out of Lake Washington.
Oh,
You ever thought about that? How
yeah.
like the Ballard locks connect a body of water that's salt water and a body of water that's fresh water, and how they don't like contaminate each other?
Yeah. Yes. I feel like I took a tour of the Ballard locks once. Didn't they do tours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember what happens, but I remember being kind of cool.
Yeah, so what they do is, because salt water is denser than fresh water, being that has salt in it, they like pump a bunch of air into the saltwater side, which keeps the salt down. It creates a wall so that the salt water can't like contaminate the fresh water. And then the boats go through, and then the thing goes up, and then they let the air kind of come back. They stop the air.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Who would have thought?
Not against that at all.
Neither would have I. I thought it was like a like, because it happens so fast, it's not enough water can get through.
Yeah.
And then the salt just kind of like goes away.
Hmm.
But that doesn't make any sense.
I can see it making sense. Don't be so hard on yourself, you know.
It's true. Should I stay in London for this one, or should I switch it up? London. I was telling the live stream that I call it Ben, and everyone else calls it Big Ben. But
I think you usually are in London.
I know. You know what I'll do in honor of Trey? I'll do Lisbon.
There you go. Portugal.
Also, my apartment's just so messy because of. I mean, it always is kind of messy.
Well, you're moving out. You know, you gotta You gotta cut yourself a little bit of slack for that. I need to pull up these chats. I'm way behind, so give me a second.
Okay.
There we go.
Portugal. That's where I am now. Also, I never pinned. There we go. How was your walk?
Sorry, one sec.
So guys, while Nick set that up, I have a confession to make. I was running a lot. I was doing a lot. I was training really hard for the marathon I want to run. And my knee started bothering me. So I took a week off from running. And then for whatever reason, I just stopped doing everything. I had a day this week where I took 253 steps the whole day.
Jeez.
I just didn't do anything.
Did
Just
it make
sat at my desk.
better?
What?
Did it make your knee better?
I don't know. It wasn't on purpose. I probably should keep moving. I just haven't been running to keep some of that pressure off my knee.
Hmm.
I didn't realize what running did for my number of steps per day. Like I thought running was like 60% of it. No, running was like 100% of my steps. I was averaging 13,000 a day.
Yeah.
And I went from 13,000 to 250.
They add up pretty fast. I mean, like when I was in Chicago last weekend and I wasn't exercising, but I averaged way more steps there than I do here.
Yeah.
They add up, you know.
All right. Now that you're here, I'm gonna go fill up my water bottle. My water cup.
Yes. Did you ask me how my walk was when I showed up?
What?
Did you ask me how my walk was?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I was like setting up the chat, so I had to mute you for a second. The walk was great. It's really hot here. But you know, I wore my sunscreen. Let's see, it's 104 degrees outside. It feels like 110.
I love the feels like temperature because I feel like there's just like a grumpy guy. And then he just goes outside. Well, it feels like 110.
Yeah, I feel like I've never seen it be lower, but I'm
Yeah.
sure it does. But yeah, it was hot. It was kind of hot today that like you don't see a lot of people on the trail kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
like people are like, what are you doing? I love it, man. It doesn't bother me whatsoever.
The feels like temperature is only colder if it's really cold. You know what I mean? It only lives in extremes. If it's like 5 degrees and it's like, but it feels like minus 20.
Yeah, that's the they should just say like that's the temperature you tell everyone that it actually is, you know.
Yeah.
The exaggerated temperature is
Mhm.
one. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
No, you know, it's just like going on walks, getting adequate sleep, drinking a lot of water, eating healthy. It's like I'm sad to report that is like 80% of your mood right there.
Yeah.
Just is like I just don't know. It's like it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate truth of life.
Yeah.
But emotions are, you know, they're very physical as well. I don't think people make that connection. And I wasn't having a great week, and I took a little walk, and I feel great. So yeah.
I just forgot to tell you this. So, Nick and I have a mutual friend named Pete. He's a nice guy. Pete and I are both at a weird crossroads in our lives. I'm actually going to move in with my dad for a little while, and Pete is living with some of his friends, and soon to be his in-laws. And we were chatting. We were talking about like, now that we have like less control of our environment, how do we control like our mood, and how do we make the most good days in a row? And Pete was like, dude, what if we made this like system where we could like keep track of like our the 4 things that we need to do every day. And we could like have a little spot where you could like write about how it went. And then we could also like have a little calendar. And I was like, that's the hero's journal. What do we I was like, why? That's what I do for a living.
You reinvented the hero's journal idea.
He was like, yeah, then we could like put like what's like the most important thing for the day, and we could just like really like make sure we're like we can like keep each other accountable.
Yeah.
It's actually such a good idea that it's what I do with all of my time.
Like, what if we called it a quest and then we were like the heroes on an adventure?
Yeah. But
Yep.
he was like, no, it's different. And I was like, it's not different. It's the same. He goes,
Same.
but like we could put it in an app. We could like put it in a spreadsheet, and then we could like make a graph. I was like, what's the what's the graph gonna do?
Right. You want to graph out your habit chart?
I mean, which would be kind of cool if there was like a corresponding like if like every week, because I like when you look, do you look at where do you track your steps in the health app on your phone?
Yeah, I just look at my health app. But I use steps is like it's like a blunt, I call it a blunt measurement. Same with like weight, like how much I weigh. It's like I take it with a grain of salt. It's not really what the real measurement is, did I go on my walk, which I have like a path for, and I know how long I walked. Steps are kind of like just another number to look at.
We actually had a conversation about that last month,
Mhm.
right? Because you if you do steps, it's a great thing if like you're trying to get started. But I think at a certain point you can start to cheat your steps. Because there's something about intentional steps that just they hit different from unintentional steps. Like
Yeah.
like if you go to like let's say you went to a Comic-Con and you got like 10,000 steps, like that's great, like you still got steps. But if you like dropped everything and went for a walk, like those steps are going to mean a lot more to you because you stopped everything to take those steps.
Right. Yeah. I kind of hold myself to a certain accountability by I don't look at my steps until the next day. So I'll look at yesterday's steps, you know, like in the morning. So it's like I can't change it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not on my app like, did I get my steps in today? Because it's not like a real measurement. And it's like, what am I gonna do? Like walk up and down the hallway. And then it's like then I am kind of cheating myself. And so
Yeah.
real measurement is, did I go on my walk? Did I go on my actual path? And maybe I hit 10,000 steps. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I hit more. Who knows? Who cares? It's just a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
By the way, went to Barnes and Noble today.
oh yeah.
And I got the card of the guy I'm supposed to talk to.
Oh really? That's
Yeah.
exciting.
They have a business development manager for every like region.
That's exciting. Did you buy a deck of cards or did you buy a game or anything?
So I went there. There was no like I wanted to get like a couples game.
Okay.
And there were none. There were no couples games at Barnes and Noble, which I thought was weird. So I feel like that's like a really big thing. But what I did get, what I thought was really cool. This isn't like they didn't like reinvent anything. They just did a really good job. It's like this is almost like it's almost like a cocktail making kit. I got this. It's in the cards.
Okay.
And all it has a book, a little book right here.
See yourself.
Has a scorecard, a pencil, and 2 decks of cards.
Okay.
Right? And this book has like the rules to 30 different games you can play with a deck of cards.
Oh, cool.
So it's just like a fun little set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like especially because people like argue about rules all the time, or people get like bored, like you end up playing the same game with like the same people.
It's good. Yeah.
So I thought this was a really cool product. I like the packaging. I think that for me, when I feel like I'm actually good at my job, is when I'm like buying things because I like the packaging and I think about like the experience of buying something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like it kind of helps me get in the mindset of like, well, if I made something like this, how would I want it to feel, and how would I want that experience to like when I purchase it to feel? And I want it to feel kind of like this.
Yeah, that's really what you're buying, right? I mean, you're really just buying packaging because it's like two
Yeah.
decks of cards and like rules
Yeah.
you can find online. So it's a testament to like you can if you posture something well and you place it in the right market, like
Yeah.
people will buy it. You know,
The set was $25, which is expensive. But also, if you think about it, right, like a deck of cards costs like $7. So it's like really, if I was to go buy 2 decks of cards, it's $14. So now I'm spending $11 on some rules, a pencil, and a scorecard and a sticky notes.
true.
Unless deck cards are cheaper than that.
I think they're typically a little cheaper than that. Probably like if you get like a bicycle deck of cards, probably $2 or $3.
Yeah. Okay, like a really cheap deck of cards, probably 2 or 3. But these ones seem nice. I'll let you know. I'll report back and see if they're actually nice decks of cards.
I think $25 is fair. I don't think it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I saw the price. I thought it was gonna be like 35, to be honest. When I saw the price, I was like, oh, that's like that is about the amount of money that I would spend on this.
Yeah. So it's exciting. So I wanted to see because we do have something we could share with the class here.
You want to do the whole thing?
Well, what do you think? It would definitely take up some time.
It's a very long show and tell.
It's long, but it's also not long because you can move fast through it. A lot of people have seen it.
That's true. I think we only really have to show like the intro.
All right, let's just say it. I think we do it.
All right, everyone. Today's the
big beans to spill. As many of you may know, we recently closed a Kickstarter campaign, our third Kickstarter campaign in the life cycle of the Heroes Journal, which is kind of crazy. We launched the Heroes Planner on Kickstarter. We closed about 2 weeks ago, actually 2 weeks ago, almost to the hour. And it was huge success. Like, we're so proud of our team. I'm so proud of this product and launching this. We have so many more things to make before we start shipping them to Heroes. However, today we actually finished the file. So we have the file for the internal pages of the planner. There's a lot more we have to design. We have to design like end paper, box, side quest deck, like lots of other things. But really what this means is we can start production sooner than later on this product. And for your viewing pleasure and benefit, we can show you, you can do a whole walkthrough of the Heroes Planner. So that way, like Corvette said, if you were able to back the Kickstarter, you get a little sample of what you're going to be receiving, especially in the next like month or two, as we start sending out digital PDFs of the actual planner. And if you didn't get a chance to do the Kickstarter, or maybe you're a little on the fence or skeptical about it, this will give you a good idea of what you'll be able to purchase come Q4, closer to the new year, because we are going to make extras. So are we okay with doing a longer show and tell to flip through the Heroes Planner? Now keep in mind, this will kind of spoil the story a little bit. We're going to be showing off some stuff.
I think I need to give you screen sharing permissions.
Yes, go ahead and do that. James says do it. So we're gonna do it. Okay.
Was the PDF sent out? It was not sent out yet.
PDF has not been sent out. So if you're seeing this for those of you seeing this, you are seeing the first completed version of the digital file. So we still have to make it fillable and all that stuff. We literally just finished this today. So this is like hot off the press. Okay.
Not before the press.
Yeah, not even actually on the press yet. Let's see here. This is gonna work. Okay, can everyone see this?
Cat King.
It's look okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's do a little walkthrough. So this is the title page for the Heroes Planner, created by Nick Villaro, Kyle Cole, Ryan McConnell. Little ISBN moments and a contact info / this planner belongs to. We always put journal, but this is a planner. And then we move on to our letter from Nick and Kyle, which we always do. And this time we also put Nick, Kyle, and the Heroes Journal team because the team's grown quite a lot. We put an actual photo of Nick and Kyle in here, which I don't know how I feel, but the rest of the team seem to like it, so we're keeping it. We are joined by Yu on their first day as an intern / new employee at Mentor Laboratories. You can see Yu has a little cup of coffee. And then unlike the Heroes Journals, we jump right into some intro content. So intro content this time around is a lot lighter. It's a lot faster. It's more just like a typical planner. So we kind of have like this orientation page, almost like a new job orientation. We kind of want it to be a little cheesy, a little corny in a way. So we have stuff that you would find at the beginning of a lot of planners, but it's more kind of glorified into this story that is taking place. So you set up all these things. You obviously don't have to do this. And you kind of have your quests or what you want to achieve this year down here. What hero do I want to emulate? What activity, maybe what habit do you want to track in the next 12 months? All that stuff. And then we have sort of the waiver portion over here, which we had a lot of fun with. Things like, I acknowledge that I'm solely responsible for my actions and how I respond to the chaos of my life, and that I will take full ownership of the outcome of this adventure. And then I am, to the best of my knowledge, not a doppelganger, alternate universe, evil twin, shadow being, or any other multiverse interloper with intentions to tear apart or otherwise alter the fabric of space-time for their own selfish needs. We had a little bit more fun with this one. So you just get to initial, and then boom, you're done with the intro content. How fast, how fun. Of course, we have a little how-to manual with all the different parts of the spreads. And then we move into the intro comic, which you may have seen before. And then we move into the year at a glance. This obviously looks very empty. That's because this planner is undated. So whether you're starting this in July or you're starting this in January, you can use any of these particular otherworld icons. These are each of the other worlds for your month. So yeah, and we move right into this is kind of the first pre-page before we get into our first otherworld, the first month of this planner. Every time you move into a new month or a new 30-day period, however you want to look at it, you're going to go through the Hopper pre-jump checklist. There's some light instructions here. So you have your upcoming quests. You got your habits that you want to track that month, and then the frequency like that you'd want to track them. And this was actually Kyle's idea, which was actually really brilliant because it definitely gives it a little bit more utility in the sense that like you don't have to just put habits you want to track every day. You could put like a weekly habit of maybe tidying up your desk at the end of the work week, or maybe a habit you want to do every like 3 days. Maybe you want to like, I don't know, take a shower. Maybe you want to wash your hair every 3 days. You want like a way to track that, but you don't want to, I don't know, just thinking, whatever. Cool. There you go. Then we have some heroic intentions, what kind of hero do I want to be this month? And then things that you're just looking forward to. So that's the utility of a planner. So it's like trips, holidays, people coming into town, flights you got to take, projects you want to get done, whatever. And then we'll kind of fly through this part. So this is obviously the main attraction of the planner. This is the other world. This is the dawn of the Dinoverse. Use excellent escape. Then we have our first calendar month page. It's undated, so you get to write the month, all the dates whenever you start this planner. And then we have the mentor and a little image of our baby trike. And then we have our spreads. So I'm going to kind of fly through these because I think that they have already gotten a lot of attention. Here's the second month. So you can kind of see the flow of the planner. We got Kitty City, undercover in downtown Meowtown. And then of course, up here on the left-hand side, you'll notice Yu is kind of sending back each of these little shadow fragments up here in the little clock area. If you can see, I don't know if you can even see my cursor. That's where you're going to see each of these glyphs, these little shadow things kind of progress. You get another Hopper pre-jump checklist, and then we move into the next one. We got the mentor with some kitties, and then the Kitty City. And of course, as you'll notice, the habits, the icons, they change every other world, as well as the totems here on the left side. Of course, the art changes every single page. And then even the fonts for the quote for each other world changes. So any of you designers who are out there, you might appreciate that.
Otherwise, the page stays consistent. Move into Story Atlantis. Continue on. And then we get our first quarterly research log. So every 3 months, or every 3 other worlds, so to speak, we're going to get a comic that kind of pushes us through the story. So a little more storytelling, a little more fun. You can color these, of course, or you can just read them and move on. And then we get like kind of a deeper and almost like a more analytical look at your progress as a hero throughout the planner. And so you have, what is your proudest accomplishment this quarter? And then, of course, actually, I'm going to read this. Welcome, hero. This is your first quarterly check-in. However long it took you to get here, you are now 1/4 of the way through this planner. Let's check your vitals and make sure you're still healthy enough for interdimensional travel. What is your proudest accomplishment this quarter? And then, of course, you have a 1 through 5 rating system. And for those familiar with the Hero's Journal, this is actually the same kind of vibe as the level up, the chapter level ups. That was what we were kind of going for here. So yeah, just getting some really easy reflection. Yes, no, circle 1 through 5, and then words of advice for your future self. Anytime you see this little logo for Mentor Laboratories, the vibe is supposed to be that it is kind of like this work environment. That's why it's like a quarterly check-in, like a quarterly research log. So yeah, you'll see these throughout. They will have a new comic for each of them. That's pretty much all the stuff. So again, a new month, new Otherworld, Apes of the Hidden Temple, Monkey See, Monkey U. And then we move through this.
Let's skip all the way through until the let's go to the bonus pages.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let's
This
go really
is-
fast.
Yeah, we're just going to go through. You might see some Easter eggs, but that's pretty much the structure of all the things. And then we get to, let's say it's like here, maybe. Okay. This is the beginning of the bonus pages that were a part of our Kickstarter stretch goal. So we kind of have some lore. So this is what Hopper actually stands for. We never put it anywhere in the planner, and so we figured we should have it somewhere in the bonus pages. But then we have a yearly inventory page. I love these. Basically just a place for you to write books that you read, podcasts or songs or artists that you discovered that you like, movies or shows, big milestones, this year's quotes. You can also use these for whatever you want. This is just like your yearly inventory. Inventory is a very video game thing, which is why it's like kind of 16-bit.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so for some of you guys, you'll probably have to just put your favorite books, because if you're reading 150 books a year or whatever it is,
It's true.
you probably can't fit all those books in that little spot. But you can put your favorite ones there.
That's true. I mean, in addition to these bonus pages, there's going to be a lot of just blank or lined or dotted space as well. And so you can make your own list if you are quite the reader. Here's a couple brain dump pages. I'm a big brain dump person. And so you can come down here, write, maybe the dates or maybe the category of things that you want to brain dump, work stuff, personal life, whatever it is, and then just go crazy. Of course, it wouldn't be a Hero's Journal product if we didn't have a cast of characters. And so Ryan came through and named a lot of, not all of them by any means, but a lot of characters. Some of my favorites are Mala, Moot, and Captain Palm, and then Mentor Orangutan and Monkey U. Pretty fun. And then this is a great little Easter egg. Ryan put together this kind of bonus art piece, if you will, for the Who's You. And so this kind of proposes that each of these other worlds has a you, so kind of a main character hero, and they have this potential that they can, fulfill to become the hero of that specific other world. And also suggests that you might be the you of your universe. That's kind of the whole idea. You're the hero of the story. Okay, and then of course we have a word search because it's bonus pages.
You didn't read the.
Oh yeah, I guess I can read this. Mentor Labs theorizes that every other world has a you. In fact, you could be the you of your other world. Every variant of you has the same limitless potential, but it's what they do with it that determines if they become the hero of their story. And now, of course, there's kind of one you for each of the different other worlds that we visit throughout the planner. My favorite is Tofu from the Extreme Food Challenge. Piece of tofu, it's hilarious. And then a giant Easter egg, a really big bean to spill. This is Shadow Buddy. So there's a question mark. kind of theorizes that Shadow Buddy could be the you of the Shadow world. Kind of a big deal. So yeah, and I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end of the story because it's a big deal, and Shadow Buddy does play a big part in it.
With Outlaw You, is that the first like villain that's a you?
It could be. Yeah, it could be. It's kind of it's like a doppelganger. It's kind of like the classic, like the villains or the heroes of their own story kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's a good observation that you made. I'd agree with that. We have a word search, which we've been told is like medium hard. So, yep. And then this is a fantastic little word jumble / mystery game themed after Sherlock Roach, who is our detective. And so I'm not going to ruin it, but this is like a really fun thing that Ryan put a lot of work into. And so if you just don't want to plan, or you just want to date a doodle or just relax, there's some really fun activities here. And of course, we put a multiverse maze that is also like medium hard. There's another word jumble that kind of solves it's the part 2, the curious case of Cake Mountain. And then that is sort of the final part of the bonus pages. We wanted to do more, but we were kind of running out of time. And so that, there you go. That's that is the file. That is the first edition for the most part. There might be a few edits here and there, but that is the first edition of the Heroes Planner. And for those who back the Kickstarter, for those who are in the Heroes Guild or have been following along for the past year, thank you, because your support and your attention, your feedback, your ideas, and your enthusiasm have all played a part in making that come to life. And I'm freaking so proud of it. I feel like we set out to make a planner like no other. And I believe there's quite literally never been a planner quite like this one. So I think that, when we all get it and it's like in the physical form, I think it's really going to blow people away. So yeah. And so Karenita just said, I wanted to back the Kickstarter, but I had a bill come out of my car I didn't expect. No worries. We're not mad about that. We are going to continue to sell the Heroes Planner on our website once we have them in stock. And so you have another chance to get them. But we got to get it to our Kickstarter people first. So yeah, but anyway, there you go. Heroes Planner. It's a real thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us share that with you guys.
Yeah, which it's actually fantastic timing because whenever we hit about 240, I think it's a great time for Bragger Clock.
Yeah. So too. We haven't done a Bragger thing in a while.
What if we rebrand Brag Clock for one day in honor of the universe page?
Who's you?
We call it You O'Clock. Because you can talk about yourself.
I like it. Do it.
It's also 2:00 my time. So we can even call it U40 if we really wanted to, but that's too close to E40 and we don't want to get confused.
We can't go back into a legal battle with E40, that's for sure.
Not again, dude. Not again.
Yeah.
All right. So here are the rules. Any brag goes. Brag about yourself. Talk about something you love about yourself that you did this week or you did this month or this year or in your life. Nothing is too big, nothing is too small. All brags matter in this situation. I put a thread on the Facebook comments. It's called You O'Clock because you're talking about you. If you could please comment on there so that we could see it. It kind of helps organize a little better. On YouTube, there's kind of like a little Wild West situation. There's no threads, so just comment. But we'll let some pile in.
Yeah.
Cheyenne likes Bragger Clock. She put a bunch of stars and everything. No comments on You O'Clock. I think that it might be a little confusing. Okay. We're good. It's still there. We got two. All righty. Jessica got a puppy. Dude, I've had puppy fever this week.
Uh-oh.
I really wanted to get a dog this week.
It'd be such a bad time for you to get a dog.
No, I don't want to get a dog right now, but I'm like planning for the time of my life when I can get a dog.
I like that.
I've also been sneezing a lot recently, so maybe I'm so allergic to dogs that me thinking about getting one makes me sneeze.
Or maybe you're allergic to not having a dog.
You guys are allergic to having dogs. I'm allergic to not having a dog.
So I am not following along. I need to open up these threads. Are you on YouTube or Facebook?
I'll do Facebook. I just did the everything after Cheyenne's. Is it right?
Wow, bless you.
Oh yeah.
Have you read Jen's yet on Facebook?
Yeah, I'll do Facebook. You do YouTube.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll start with Brittany. Brittany Rose Butler said, I submitted a short story to an online contest. That's exciting. Hopefully you do well, but the real win is submitting it. You should be proud of that. Great brag. Thank you, Brittany.
Jen on Facebook said, I'm one class away from finishing my master's degree. Congratulations. What are you studying?
Anthony Nguyen on YouTube said, about to start the last week of my first Heroes Journal. That's fantastic news. Congratulations, Anthony. And here's a little secret. The last week of LOI is my favorite, is one of my favorite things we've ever made. It's like my favorite, 7-day period. So, and congratulations. We made the Heroes Journal so that when you do finish it, you feel great. It doesn't just run out of pages like other planners or journals. Feels like you completed a whole hero's journey. Hopefully that's how you feel. But completing any kind of a journal is a huge accomplishment, and we're really proud of you. And that's a great brag. And we'll move on to the next one now.
Deborah finished writing their short story, Bled Dry. That's fun. I like that name.
Kara said, I went on vacation with 3 besties in the backwoods of the Ozarks. Witnessed a bear jump in a trash bin and his capture, tagging and releasing. Sorry, hold on. Witnessed a bear jump in a trash bin and his capture, tagging and release by Department of Conservation, and gave away 3 Heroes Journal. Wow. Sorry. I had a hard time with that sentence, but that sounds like a really great trip. Yeah,
Those are sound so cool.
I do.
I like, for some reason, to have no dream of going to Missouri. Actually, the Ozarks are right. Is it Missouri?
I think so, right?
But the Ozarks sound like they might be the reason I go to Missouri.
Mm.
Also, a lot of my my prejudice against Missouri is from the fact that it sounds like Missouri, and I don't want to go to a place that's miserable. Anyways, Kearney just said, I was honest with my D&D groups about needing a mental health break, and I'm not backing down this time like I normally do. That's great. D&D is it's so fun, but it is a big commitment. The first time I played D&D, I thought it was like an hour, like a 2-hour thing. It was like 6 hours. And I was not mentally prepared for that. So I get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like very I don't know, I guess vulnerable in a way. Like it can get kind of it's a very taxing game, which is why it's so fun. But yeah, it can be a lot. Okay. Sarah said, I got some writing and editing done. Fantastic. A lot of writing brags.
A lot of writing going on out here. Melissa said, my team won a readathon last month and I won out of my teammates. 89 books read as of this afternoon. That's a lot of books.
That is
a lot of books.
Stephanie said, I successfully fought with the insurance company and got them to cover my daughter's medication. That's a great brag, a very heroic brag at that, and a very worthwhile fight. I'm glad that you came out on top.
Victoria successfully gotten halfway through chemo. Congratulations. Keep pushing.
Love it. Cheyenne said, brag, my client I work with is well on her way to creating a book. We got the idea and a rough draft down. Also, double brag from Cheyenne, I cleaned out my car yesterday. I love it. Personal and work brags. Fantastic, Cheyenne. Proud of you.
Sky's husband started work again today after not working for 2 months or so, and I managed to survive and even keep all the kids happy and healthy all day. Congratulations.
Love it. Nona Silverstar said, my family has been struggling most of my life to survive paycheck to paycheck. We're at last talking about buying our own home now due to how well I've climbed up out of that hole. I'm excited. Wow, that's incredible. What a great brag. I want to hear more. I hope that we continue to hear about this on the live stream. But that's a great brag. Congratulations, Nona.
Terry said, I left the path and got lost in a dark forest. I regained 3 pounds. However, I have found the path and I'm walking on the right road again. You know, it's all about the progress we make, not only on the scale, but the one we make in between the years. It's all about our perspective. And I'm sure that as you found the path again, you have a new perspective that is going to help you. And you also found that, like, if you get off the right path, life doesn't end, right? You can always get back. You always have a chance to get back on the right path.
Yeah. I like how you put that, Terry. That's like one of my favorite things. I love how we actually got a review earlier this week that kind of reminds me of this comment, but I like how it's one of the best things about the Hero's Journal being undated is like, because it's so like dipped in narrative, it's this idea that like you can leave the journal and come back to it. And like that gap in the journal entries tells a story. It's like my first Hero's Journal took me a year to do. And most of the gap in that was like 6 months. And I can think back to that year and I knew exactly what was going on in those 6 months. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Anyway, cool. Thanks, Terry. That's a great brag. Jessica said, congratulations on your writing progress. She's just being very nice.
Melanie.
That's right. Okay, sorry. Melanie said, I had my first conflict resolution class. Fantastic. Hopefully there was more resolution than conflict.
Yeah. Emily said, took my kids to the Museum of Natural History and learned 12 new dinosaurs.
Whoa, that's actually super cool.
I'm not even positive dinosaurs existed, so that's crazy.
I love these some new dinosaurs.
You can
Okay.
pop over to Facebook.
Yeah, over on Facebook, Lynn said, I found quotes for my 5th and final chapter of my dissertation this week. Wow. No writing, but I have an outline and pages and books to use as quotes. Congratulations. That actually feels like a really nice burden.
Yeah.
A very clear, like, to-do list ahead of you. Fantastic.
That's great. Natasha survived the end of the week. Kinda.
Hey.
How did I do in reading that one, Natasha? I was trying to capture your essence on that one.
I think it's all right. Corvette Wallace said, my psychiatrist lost her license. I've been off my meds for ADHD, PTSD, anxiety, agoraphobia, insomnia for 2 months, and just found a new doctor that I pray will help. I survived and I'm not in jail. Well, bless you. Well, hopefully your doctor can help get you back on your medication. That's like really disheartening that your psychiatrist lost her license and that affected you so much, but hopefully you're on the up and up. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Melissa said, oh, wait, I officially am certified child passenger safety technician. Car seat tech. That's awesome.
Oh. And
Jen's master's degree was communication management, emphasis on learning and development. That's really cool.
Mackenzie said, a little long of a brag, but I got back yesterday from doing archery at summer camp for the 8th year. That's super cool. Also, I got a new job at a new school. The school that I was working at this past year was amazing, but it is like an hour. Whoops, I just lost my place. Sorry. The school that I was working at this past year was amazing, but it is like an hour away from where I live. My new school is like 25 minutes away, and I get to teach 6th grade math and science, my favorite subjects. Congratulations, Mackenzie. From trying to get your teaching certificate to getting your first job at a school to now getting your second job at a school, man, the journey just continues. I love getting the updates from Mackenzie's quest. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, I think in 6th grade, no, it was in 7th grade when we dissected a crawfish. I still have moments where I walk into places and it kind of smells like formaldehyde, and it reminds me of that moment.
Yeah, formaldehyde has really distinct smell.
It's very distinct. Shauna said, I've been noticing how much my Cymbalta has been helping me. There's been a lot of things that I thought were just who I am that I am relearning are just messed up brain chemistry. I am able to let let buy my kids play with Play-Doh without having anxiety over mixed Play-Doh. I was able to do the entire car ride from Phoenix to San Diego and back without getting car sick. I've been able to relax all the muscles in my face for the first time ever. I've been able to clean my house without it feeling overwhelming. I was able to stay calm when my child got hurt and was bleeding all over the hotel room. And more often than not, I am now able to stay calm when I'm angry at something my child are doing. I was so hesitant for years about going on antidepressants because my mom tried to swallow too many when hers weren't working, but now I regret not having given myself a chance sooner. I'm so glad that you're on this journey and you're seeing some benefits. There's a lot of obviously there's a lot of positive benefits that you're experiencing. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds really incredible, Sean. And thanks for sharing that. Sounds like a lot of like narratives that you've had about yourself, or beliefs you had about yourself, or things are getting questioned and improved and changed. And I think it's one of the most powerful things in the human experience, is to like prove yourself wrong, or to surprise yourself, or to rewrite an old belief that you have. So I commend you for doing that, and you deserve kudos. Karenita has a bonus brag. Also restarted a D&D type campaign I haven't been able to do since before 2020. That's fun.
David made it here and has another class, and at another college is giving me more.
Exciting. And looks like our last brag for the day is from Sky. Well, actually, it's from Lucy. Lucy says, Lucy wants to brag that she has been reading a book a day for the last month. A book a day for last month. That is a massive brag. Everyone give kudos to Lucy. A fantastic way to end brag o'clock. And now we get to give away a free journal. You're sitting here the whole time. You're watching us spill beans, talk about random stuff, do bits, talk about brags, and you forgot that we're going to give away a free journal at the end of this, didn't you? I bet you did. We're going to spin this wheel. Whoever it lands on has 90 seconds to claim their free journal. If you don't claim it, we got to respin it. The way that you claim it is by commenting at whatever platform you're watching this on. Just say something so we know that you're here, and you will win a free journal.
Without further ado, let it spin.
Winner of Free Journal Friday on August 11th, 2023
is Sue Ellen Warren, also known as Karenita Donieth.
Karenita, I believe, is on Facebook. I've seen Karenita around. Yep, I believe Karenita on Facebook. There we go. Didn't even have to start a timer. Karenita was so quick on the draw. Karenita, you are the winner of Free Journal Friday. And Kyle, I think, hold on, I lost my, oh, there we go.
Up there.
There you go, there it is. So Kyle just responded to the Facebook chat. Karenita, go ahead and email support@theheroesjournal.co, our incredible head of customer or hero service. John will get back to you with whatever color you would like, or sorry, you let him know whatever color you want and the shipping address, and we will get that sent out to you as soon as possible. Congratulations. You're the winner of Free Journal Friday. Truthfully, we're all winners here. We're all winners. Because hey, here's the thing. You got to see the completed file for the Heroes Planner. You got to brag about your week. But more importantly than all those, you get to start your week questing with all of us, going off under all of our own lives, our own conflicts, our own little heroes' journeys, our own little universes where we just might be the main character. Take this to heart. If you guys are going to quest